Call Me Oz Live. Yes, once again, it is that hump day of the week that we love so much. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We have an amazing, exciting show. We're going to talk about the last 10 venues that I have been in the last week. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk a little bit about the kickoff at the karaoke lottery at the Sandbar last Wednesday, which continues tonight. We're also going to talk about the very first night of karaoke at the Red Velvet Underground, which was early karaoke, which is awesome. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the Shut Up and Talk radio show that I was on last night with Buck D, which was amazing. And Larry has created a really awesome video clip of that, which we're going to show you. So for those of you who missed it, you're going to catch a little bit of it. This next upcoming week, I'm only going to be at 4 venues between now and next Wednesday, and that all happens tonight because I got to go to Dallas for the weekend. Oh, but I take that back. I will be at Kilchek on Sunday afternoon doing some karaoke, and I'll be bringing all my granddaughters along with us. So if you guys can join us for that, that'll be awesome. On the website, we're going to show you our newest page, which is Magic Shows, and a little button that you can click on to follow Oz so you know what's going on out there in the awesome world. And our special guest tonight, the one and only Mr. Kandi De Ville. He is the owner-operator of Apocalypse Karaoke, and you can find him at Billiard Palace. I believe it's 6 nights a week. This guy does more karaoke than me. That's crazy. But anyway, we're going to talk to him. We're going to have a great little chat with him. He's going to be part of the show tonight. You're going to love this. We don't want you to go anywhere. The topic tonight is we're going to talk about the way that I set up my schedule to go visit venues and go visit KJs so that everybody gets an idea of how it works. There's a lot of KJs. There's a lot of karaoke venues in this town, and I try to cover all of them. And I'm going to let you know a little bit about the way I do that. And yes, I have a joke for you at the end of the show. You don't want to miss this joke because it's another corny joke. What can I say? So anyway, we're going to play a couple of few words from our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. And as soon as we get back from that, we're going to continue the show. So thanks for joining us.
And I'm getting no place now, caught in that race. Oh, and I'm getting no place. I keep running at such a fast pace.
And welcome back. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Yes, we want to thank those that make the show happen. I have Mr. Kandi De Ville right here with us. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing great, doing great. Excited to be here.
Yes, very excited to have you here, actually. Billiards Palace has become quite an amazing little place to go do karaoke at for many reasons. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, aren't we?
It's been really surprising, and I'm excited to share the journey. Definitely.
Yes, and it's been an amazing journey. I've watched it grow from down here to where it's at, and yeah, it's an exciting place. So we're going to talk a lot about that here in a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go through where I've been and to kind of let people know the many different places they can go enjoy karaoke because it's all over town. So if you live in the downtown area, I was at Twist last Thursday with Drastic, and then I rolled around the corner and saw Benny for a little bit. They both do karaoke on Thursdays from 9 to 1 in the morning. And then on Friday, I was at Red Velvet Underground for the opening of that. That's an early deal. It goes from 7 to 11 every Friday with McLean. And then I went over to Louie's Pub and saw Tommy Hurricane for a little bit. Do you know Tommy?
I think I've met him a couple times. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird because KJs don't really have like a convention that we can go to very often, you know.
Right? Because you're always like working the same nights. And
You
stuff.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's every weekend you gotta be there. So.
Yeah, I think he's the only one that's taller than you.
Oh, okay, so now I don't like him.
Now you don't like him, right? No, you'll feel shorter than him.
You know.
Yeah, so he's at Louie's on Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 1. So I popped in there, saw that guy. And then, so last night, I was on this radio show that Buck D. Do you know who Buck D is?
I've listened to his show a couple times. Yeah,
Okay,
I like
yeah.
him.
Funny guy. He's just a hilarious dude. So I was on his radio talk show last night for 2 hours. It was intense. It was amazing. It was awesome. And we have a video of that Larry took while we were doing the show. So
Nice.
here in just a little bit, we're going to show you that video so you can enjoy a little bit of it. And I also want to say howdy doody to Robert and Lenore and Renee and Kenny. They're all joining us. And then tonight, as soon as I leave here, this will be the only night that I am out until Sunday when I get back from Dallas. And so when I leave here, I'm going to hit up Leo's Nightclub with Alan. They do it on Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 10. And then I'm going to hit Shift Change, which is the old Low Spirits down in the valley. They do it on Wednesdays from 7 to 11 with Phantom Trucker. And then I got to hit up to the Sandbar real quick with Can You Karaoke Amos. This will be the second night of the karaoke lottery game that we're doing. I'm going to talk a little more about that so we can explain how that works. They do it every Wednesday from 8 to 12. And then I will hit up Copper Lounge after that. And they do it every Wednesday from 8 to 12 with Cool Breeze Karaoke. Now, the funny thing is I think I've gone to Copper Lounge like 3 or 4 times now. And I can only spend about an hour at each venue. And I have yet to sing at Copper Lounge. So, just so you know.
It's a long list, definitely.
It's crazy. Well, and they also play a lot of dance music in between. So, honestly, if they didn't play the dance music, they could probably get twice as many singers in an hour. Yeah, so.
I'll give you a Cupid Shuffle once in a while, but that's about as far as I can do the
Right?
dance. You know?
Right? We're going to talk a lot about billiards here in a little bit. So, a lot of pros and cons, lots of good things going on over there. And, you know, and I think you learn that as you go on.
Definitely.
You do, you know, you really do. You like do things and you go, yeah, that doesn't work so good and that, you know. So
And everybody's got a flavor. I mean, Copper Lounge, I don't really have a dance floor, so
Right.
Copper Lounge has got a little bit more room for that, a little bit more elbows for that.
yeah, and it also depends on the crowds too. You know, and that's like, you know, like people will ask me all the time, well, what's your favorite venue? And my answer every single time, in fact, they asked me that on Shut Up and Talk last night, and it's like, I cannot answer that question because what's good for me may not be good for this guy, and what's good for you isn't good for that one.
Right.
You know, so
Definitely.
different flavors for everybody, for sure. So other than that, the only other place I will be when I get back from Dallas is going to be at Kilchek on Sunday, and that is with Toby Riffick. They do that every Sunday from 3 to 7, family friendly. It's a great little place to go hang out on a Sunday afternoon, sing some songs, drink some fresh beer. I take my granddaughters, so I will be there Sunday with 3 of my granddaughters anyway. And they all get up and sing. Usually I get the oldest one to get going, and then once she gets going, we're in really good shape. So I just want to say hey to Michael, James, and Amos.
Hello, guys. Glad you could join.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And that's pretty much going to be it as far as where I've got to go this week. This is a really unusual week for me, actually. I mean, really crazy. I think I got to go to bed like at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Oh, no.
Got to get up like at 4 on Friday, leave at 6, and I leave like at 8:30 in the morning. So, yeah. Got to love the airport. Not.
At least it's early so you can skip most of the line. So that's an important step.
It is, and it is, and it isn't. It seems like, I don't know, it's just crazy on Fridays to fly out.
Yeah, it can be. I don't. I always have like the albatross luck, so I always usually just kind of drift right through. Like 20 minutes through security.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been flying since I was about 15 pounds. So I mean, like now I go on with like slippers and sweatpants,
Right.
and everything's in this like little carry-on. I've got a pillow that's the size of a little tissue packet that just kind of blows up.
Can I borrow your travel kit?
I can hook you up. I can set you up. You'll get the De Ville Air.
Because I was thinking the same thing. It's like I leave on Friday morning and I come back Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this really stupid overnight trip. And I'm thinking about this. It's like, yeah, I'm taking a carry-on and I'm going to be so minimal. It ain't even funny. And I like the idea of the slippers. I think I'm going to do that.
Oh yeah, it's the best way to do it.
Because I hate doing that at the security, taking off your shoes, and that's a pain.
And skip the belt. You
Right.
When you wear the sweatpants, you skip all of that. You just chuck it all in a bin. You walk right through, and the TSA guys, they love you too, because they're like, oh, thank you. Whenever I wear
Right.
I have these pants that are covered with metal and chains, and I flew with one of them once. And the TSA looks at me and goes, oh boy.
Do you really have to do
I
this? I know. I can only imagine their job. No, thank you, man. So why don't we show these guys a little bit about the website?
Definitely.
Yeah, we got something. We actually have a new page on the website. So this is a brand new page, which means that there's really not a lot on it. But it's cool because you will see that we have decided, well, this is an area of entertainment that is being lagged behind, and we would like to put some spotlight on this. This is magic shows. Whoa. So if you click on magic shows right here, that will take you over to the magic show page. And like I say, it's pretty naked right now.
They're still not sure it's real. They're waiting for it to be a prank.
Yeah, right. No, it looks pretty naked. Basic, fill-in ads, and these are all what we call the enhanced listings, which means if there's a venue that does a magic show on a regular basis, they can put all their information right there for like $5 a month. Or if it's a magician, they can also do the same thing. And then that way, if somebody's looking for a magician for like a birthday party or whatnot, they can come here and get listed.
And this is really cool because, like, believe it or not, I don't know where to look for this sort of thing. Like,
Right?
for being in this business, I really never have an idea. Like, I've got a 2-year-old, so I'm gonna have to start thinking about magicians
Correct.
and so on.
Stuff for birthday parties.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all kinds of. There's a guy that I'm building a website for right now that I'm so excited about this website. He has all kinds of audio and visual equipment. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. And he was telling me about some of these birthday parties that he's done. And they are amazing. He has fun jumps. He even has a 60-foot cinema screen that he can set up in your backyard and you can watch movies outside.
Oh, man.
This is crazy.
Oh, man.
The stuff this guy has, he has stages, he's done fashion shows, so he has the runways. He has the red carpet stuff for like people when they pull up, and he has every kind of equipment you could think of.
Oh, man.
And when you tie somebody like that to doing event services, it's just amazing. So so this is going to be the magic page. Like I say, it's brand new, so we're working, we'll start working on getting more and more involved, and just like every other page on the website, you're going to see it grow just like every other page that we have going on. Believe it or not, every single page on the website started just like this, and as time goes on, it grows. So the other thing I wanted to show you too is we actually had to create another page for me, and it was because so Facebook limits you to 5,000 friends. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. I love the way Facebook controls our lives. Like they tell us who we can talk to and who we can't talk to, and whose feeds we see and whose feeds we don't see, and and they even tell you how many friends.
After 5,000, you're clearly just making it up.
Right. After 5,000 friends, you've just done too much. Go away. Do something else. So we created a page called Oz. Go figure. It took us all year to figure out the name of this. It really did. We all sat around for a year, the whole team, and said, well, what should we call this page? Maybe we should call it like Oz, I don't know, like Oz Goes Sings.
That guy called Oz.
That guy called Oz. I mean, just all kinds of ideas. And then I just kind of sat and I said, I've got a great idea. Let's just call it Oz.
Can't be that easy. Oh man, it's that easy.
So we just decided to call it Oz. So if you click on this button that says Follow Oz, it will take you over to the page called Oz. Of all things, can you believe this stuff? It's amazing. And all you got to do is like it right here. There's a like button for that. And I mean, as time goes on, you're going to see more of the Call Me Oz type posts actually happening on this page. So I would suggest you move over there and, yeah, start liking that page. So anyway, that's all I'm going to show you on the website today. That's all you get. That's it. Don't look so sad, Patricia. It's not that bad. It's okay.
Definitely bummed. She's very bummed.
I know.
She's so bummed right
I know, like tears are dropping off her cheeks. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to show you that video from Shut Up and Talk last night. So grab yourself a nice little hot chocolate and a donut or something, and enjoy the video. Here you go.
Hey, welcome back to Shut Up and Talk. It's your girl, Whitney.
I was gonna get mad at you if you didn't say your name.
I was about to not say my
I know.
name.
You start stumbling. You start stumbling. Hey, this your boy Buck Dangerous. We back. Shut Up and Talk. We gonna get right into it. Like I said, we got a packed show. We got our boy Oz in the building.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, you know me. Hey, I'm always doing great, man.
Yes.
I told you we had to have you on the show, man. Like, if people don't know, Oz is one of the people he was actually behind the scenes and checking me out and having me do this. I didn't even know it. I met him for the first time, and I was like, actually, the first time I met you face to face was at the State Fair, wasn't it?
At the State Fair, yep.
So, I thought I was just performing at the State Fair. Find out I was headlining, and so I was I was like, what you need? Good 10 minutes? And it was like, actually, can you do 30 to 45?
And you're like, yeah, I'll give you an hour.
And I was like, I'm good. And I'm in the tent. I go in the tent. I'm saying hi to everybody. And I realized it was Oz. And I was like, you know what? We never officially met. Shout out to Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom would come on the show and talk about you a lot. And I was like, never met the guy. Never met him. So, yeah, give him a good side, bro. I'm dark. You got to turn the light on. You might get a little shine off my forehead, but it's good. But when I walk into the tent, and I thought I was going to have to explain myself to you because everybody was like, man, you're doing the State Fair with kids and families.
Yeah,
I was like, come on, I got this. Don't worry about it. And it's funny because other comedians were out there cussing, and I wasn't. But I was like, I've seen you before. You're hilarious. And I was taken aback. So I was like, usually I know everyone that's at my show because I try to get out and speak to them beforehand and even afterwards and thank them. So for you to say that, and then because I'd done research on you because Uncle Tom had already came on here and told us about you. So I was like, let me see what he's talking about. Oz, man. And I was like, let me see, man, I'm Oz, he got to be crazy. No, but I looked him up and I was like, man, and then when you reached out to me, had me on the show, I was like, no, you got to come on our show. So I want to thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure being here. It's a great time. It's always a good time hanging out with you.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 right now out of the city.
Comedians?
Yes.
You, Keith, and David.
All right. Well, he answered that
Simple
quick.
as that.
He answered that real quick.
There is
Wow.
Yeah,
no
excellent.
comparison.
If anybody who doesn't know, the listeners probably do know, he said me, Keith Breckenridge, and David Roseman.
Yep.
David is...
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, Keith is one of the reasons why I did stand up. One of the positive reasons.
I can believe that.
I did it for a lot of negative reasons because I love comedy. I'm a student. I used to go to comedy shows, and it was like a funeral.
Right.
See, we live in the life now where everything can be criticized.
Right.
And think about, I'm not going to bring you into this, Whitney, because you're still You just got what? You 10-year read.
Okay, hold on. I'm a little seasoned.
Look,
Don't-
do you remember before the internet? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, I remember when the internet first started.
Nah,
if
see,
that's
nah.
any.
How old were you?
I was.
You wasn't an adult.
It was before the millennial.
See, if you use the word millennial.
I mean, millennial.
What's up,
So,
Dave?
so I'm going to throw this in here really quick.
What's up?
I seriously doubt that guy took into consideration for 1 minute what color this person
No,
is.
I don't
No.
think so at
I
all.
don't
I
think
think
so
the only
either.
thing
Absolutely
that
not.
this guy thought about was, you guys are harassing me. I'm trying to get the out here. You're not letting me out.
I don't agree with that
And
part.
I'm gonna.
Well,
You know why?
don't
You know why?
underestimate the power of 5 13-year-old
No,
girls.
no,
Okay,
I'm not
be
saying that
right.
at all. I
Right,
think this
right.
is what happened after watching that video. Kelly, man, we got to get on this. I'm glad that you're a Caucasian man with us because you're the only type that we have not talked to about this. We've had women, we've had minorities, we've had all the little stuff. I want to know, coming from you, and you even being in karaoke, so you know some of the songs and shit. So I got to ask you, when it comes to R. Kelly, can people or can you separate his music, things that he's contributed to the art, to the shit that he's done with these minors and these girls and women?
Who's R. Kelly?
I felt like, man.
That's right. That's right. Check the calendar.
Hey, I want to let y'all know he checks his calendar on his own website at www.callmeoz.net. Hey, if y'all want to know what anything's going on in the city, from comedy to karaoke, live music, live theater, bowling, seasonal happenings, brew houses, magic shows. Damn, you got magic shows, dancing,
Yes.
event services, featured events, fine arts, where Ozzy's going to be at. Just go to the website, www.callmeoz.net. Hey, man, hey, we got to... Oz, I hate to end it, but you got to come back. You got to come back.
Yeah,
Whenever you're
Oz,
free, man.
you're
So,
yes.
I tell you what, this was like a practice run, because I want you here with LB, so you get the full experience.
And that was about a 5-minute segment of like a 2-hour show.
I just hope nobody goes looking for callmeoz.net. Because that was
Right?
kind of the first thing I noticed there.
Call me Oz.
Call me Oz.net.
Hey man, don't give me any ideas. Like I might create another website and just have it linked to it.
Just look for the trolls,
Right.
So you can have the real troll bait.
Exactly. That sounds like a plan. So, pretty cool show. You can actually catch them every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8:30 to 10:30. The way you go on, it's Radius Radio. On the Apple iStore app, you can just download the app right there. I'd imagine you could do it through the Google Store or something like that. I don't know much about that. But.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, but that's what it is. It's Radius Radio, and you can get the app and you can watch Shut Up and Talk. Yeah, that's what they do. They do it 4 times a week. So, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff, man. So, we promised you that we would talk a little bit about what's called karaoke lottery. This is an interesting little game. This is kind of like a sing and win with a new twist on it. What happens is it's at the Sandbar every Wednesday from 8 to 12 for 13 weeks. So we started last week. They started with a $50 jackpot. Nobody won. So that means tonight they add another $50 to that jackpot. So the jackpot's $100 tonight. And it's really, really hard to do this. What you got to do is you got to get there and sing a song.
Okay, that's hard.
And when you sing the song, the KJ asks you pick a number from 1 to 100, and you put your name next to that number, and you sing your song. And then about 11:15, they're going to. Well, they didn't have the ball roller last week. They should have it by this week. So it's like one of those bingo ball rollers, and you're going to roll it like this, and then he's going to pick a ball, and that ball is going to have a number on it, anywhere from 1 to 100. And he's going to call that number out, and if it matches your name on that sheet, you win the jackpot.
Oh, wow.
Simple as that.
Okay.
Now, if nobody wins, not only does the jackpot grow next week, but that sheet also carries over to the next week.
Ah.
So, see...
So even if you don't win the first week, you're still...
You're still in it.
Okay.
And you've now increased your odds by adding your name again.
Nice.
Now, if the sheet fills up before somebody wins, well, then we've got to destroy the sheet and start a new one. Bad news. That sucks, but...
So keep trying.
But keep trying. You never know. The more times you try, the more times you'll win. That's pretty much a given. Yeah, that's the way it's going to work. And then at Red Velvet Underground, they did away with karaoke for a long time. And we started karaoke again on Friday nights. And it's from 7 to 11 with KJ McLean from Kamikaze Karaoke. We have a special $5 menu for karaoke nights. Well, almost everything's on it's $5. There's a couple things. Oh, look, we have a call coming in. Let's see who's calling us tonight. Hi, you are live on Call Me Oz.
What's going on?
Hey, this sounds like Mr. Famous Amos from Can You Karaoke.
It is Mr. Famous Amos.
Yeah,
How's it going tonight, guys?
it's going well.
Doing great.
We have Kandi De Ville from Billiard Palace with us tonight.
How's it going, Kandi?
Doing pretty well. I remember I met you just briefly after I did my set at the state fair.
Yes.
Just briefly.
Yeah, briefly, I remember.
That's right. That's right. Y'all were there.
When you introduce yourself.
I was just watching how you guys were talking about the sandbar tonight.
Yes.
So yeah, I would encourage everybody to come out
Yes.
and get a chance to win $100.
Yep. And you are the KJ there. So
Yes.
it will be a good time. We had a good time last week. We did pretty well. We had quite a few singers. There wasn't like a lot of other people in the bar, but like everybody there was singing. They were great singers. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yes.
I'm sure tonight it's going to be even more people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And if they keep going without anybody as a name or number being pulled, and they even get more people. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So we know we can find you at Sandbar on Wednesdays from 8 to 12.
Yes.
And let's see if where else can we find you guys at?
You can find us Mondays and Tuesdays at Sidelines with Country Joe.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, you already mentioned Sandbar every Wednesday night. And then Thursday night's the Effin' Bar and Grill.
Perfect.
I host that one on Thursday. So
And what time is that?
that one's from 9, and we usually run till like 1:30.
Okay. Good. Good. Good places to go, man. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I might actually check it out tonight.
Yeah, you might actually see Kandi De Ville there tonight because he's got somebody covering for him tonight. So,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to get the KJ out the door and into another venue, right?
right. The more, the merrier.
Absolutely.
I love fellow KJs.
Yes.
So I mean, if they come out to my shows, there'll be some time where if it's one of my nights, I'll get somebody like Country Joe to cover for me, or even Cause, and I'll go and to check them out. You know, if they come support me, I'll support them. You know,
Yep.
I love the karaoke community, fellow KJs.
Yep. Yeah, and the other thing too that I love about this is anytime that a fellow KJ is at an Amos show, Amos has no problem getting on the microphone and announcing the fact that this is a fellow KJ and where they can find him at, which is awesome. So, yes, that's the way we do it. Just getting more and more people out.
I actually had a bar say, "How come you're announcing another venue?" And I'm like, "Well, if I go in there, they've done the same thing for me. They'll announce this venue."
Right. Right.
Exactly.
So I got to share the love.
That's exactly it, man. Well, thank you so much for calling in tonight, Amos. I will look forward to seeing you. So I am there. You're my third stop of the night.
Okay.
So I think I'm there, I don't know, probably about 10 o'clock or so.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, well, I'll see you later on tonight, Oz. And everybody, you guys have a wonderful evening. You guys be safe out there, and whatever you do, if you had too much to drink, there's so many ways to get a ride.
Right?
Take advantage of those, Uber, Lyft,
Yep.
friends, family.
It's-
You guys be safe. I'll see you guys in the near future. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
You too, man.
Thanks for calling, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
So Famous Amos on the line. Okay, so we were just finishing up talking about Red Velvet. So we created a special menu over there. Everything's about $5. Pizzas, appetizers. Now, starting Friday, so they're going to do $4 beer specials too. So that's going to work out pretty well. And then in March, on Saturday, March 23rd, we had an event that was supposed to happen way back after Thanksgiving called the Black Saturday Business Ball. But due to crazy reasons, and just, it was really the holiday season that was just too crazy. So that's now been set for Saturday, March 23rd. And what this event is, we are going to have a KJ there from 6 to midnight, but the karaoke part is only going to go from 11 to midnight. But in the meantime, we're going to have all kinds of other entertainers involved, acoustic guitarists, comedians, magicians, stuff like that. And what this event is it's a business networking event. So your business can be part of this network, and the businesses share business ideas and stuff with each other. This is a big networking event where businesses get to meet each other and help each other's businesses grow through contacts or through services. And the nice thing about the way they set this up, most of these, like if you're going to join a chamber of commerce or something like that, you usually pay a fee. And the fees can be from anywhere from like $300 to, I've seen some as many as $3,000 and $4,000 for your business to be part of this. The way they're doing it is, to become a member, you get 10 raffle tickets, and you sell each raffle ticket for $50, and you give it to the person, and that admits them into the ball for all the entertainment, and it includes their appetizers and 2 free drinks on that raffle ticket. And then that raffle ticket is the drawing for the door prizes as well. So that's the way they're doing this.
That's really cool, yeah.
I think it's a cool idea. I think it's really cool. And then just want to mention too, Ribs in Los Lunas has been doing karaoke on Thursdays for a very long time. Starting February 12th, they are moving it to Tuesdays, and they're going to have live bands on Thursdays. So nice little change going on there. And then beginning on Thursday, January 24th, Desert Valley Brewing Company out on the west side will start doing karaoke on Thursdays from 7 to 11. So
welcome aboard.
welcome aboard, man. Let's just make this crazy train a little bit bigger. So, but you guys got to remember something too, and I'm talking to everybody out there, okay? We can keep adding karaoke venues, but more importantly, we need singers. We got to have the singers. So keep that in mind, especially to all you folks out there that are getting comfortable on your couches, and time to get off the couch. Time to go to the karaoke venues.
Hang out.
Come hang out.
You don't have to. You could just tell your friend who sings really well, come on, I'll buy you a beer.
Right?
And then you've got total leverage for them every time they want to bring up something embarrassing next time at work. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And you can videotape them and use it against them all you want.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
We might be talking him out of it now. So.
Right? Let's stop right there. Let's just say, just come on out to the venues. Get out. What you got to do is get out from behind Facebook. Get out from behind the social media stuff. Because, yeah. And there's like this world out there where there's real people wandering around and stuff like that. It's a pretty awesome place, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It
definitely
is. It's a really cool place. You should come out and check it out sometime. You'd really like it. I promise you. And of course, Call Me Oz Live is every single Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and it is produced by Double L Media, which are awesome peoples. And we have all kinds of stuff that go on this show. So, enough about Oz and Call Me Oz. Let's talk about Kandi De Ville, right?
Making me blush. Making me blush.
So, before we talk a little bit about him and get to know him, we're going to get to know him on the show, but I got to tell you about this really cool incident that I had with Kandi De Ville. I was out making sales calls on the west side with my other company, which is a chemical company, and they were pregnant. Well, okay, so he wasn't pregnant, but his wife, Brittany, was pregnant. So
AKA
they were
toxic sugar.
Toxic. So they were pregnant, okay? And now that we have that clarified, we got that clarified. So I was making at a sales call at the Presbyterian on the west side at Russ, and sitting there in the lobby, and I see him. I saw you come in first, right?
Yeah.
I saw him come in first, and then there's Brittany with their new baby. And how old was the baby?
About 2 weeks old, I think. Just under 2 weeks. She was just about to come home. So.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. So I was like the first one in the karaoke community to see the baby. Like, I feel special.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Yes, and so it was pretty epic. It was an epic moment. I was really excited about it. Now, have you been in Albuquerque all your life?
No, actually, I was originally born in Minnesota, and I moved out here when I was about 5. And I've also spent a little bit of time in Los Angeles, so kind of been all over the place.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, more or less. This is I like to call it my second iteration at Albuquerque living.
Like your second chapter. Now,
Yeah, exactly.
did you like live here before and then came back?
Well, when I first lived here, I was in Sandia Park, so way outside of Albuquerque, but
Right.
you know, still technically part of the Albuquerque area, I guess.
Well, yeah.
And when I did move back in, I moved into town, so.
Okay. So, yeah, I've lived in the East Mountains most of my life, except for a little bit. I lived in Albuquerque for a while. Yeah, now I'm back in the mountains.
Yeah, corner of no and where.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where you'll find me.
Yeah.
Yeah, down in a valley between that's a good place though. A lot of snow. And so is your family here?
My mom and dad are. I have a lot of extended family out back in Minnesota, some in Wisconsin as well.
Okay.
I have a stepbrother in Los Angeles and one more in New York, so I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah. So do you have brothers and sisters or?
Just the stepbrothers. I was an only child,
Okay.
and you know, my wife has her brother and her parents, and so there's just pretty much that part of the family. So we're pretty small family, pretty tight knit.
Right.
And then there's the kid you just mentioned, which we're going to call KJ Crisis because her timing is just phenomenal. So.
KJ Crisis.
Yeah.
As in Brittany?
No, the Elphaba, our daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, we've decided she's going to be DJ Crisis because her timing is just spectacular. That day you met her is nothing compared to the fact that she was born the day after we signed the lease on our new apartment.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. Just we have enough family just in our crises among them, so she was the KJ Crisis.
That's funny. Now how many kids do you have?
She is the only one we currently have, but our second one is due sometime in. We're hoping for mid-April.
That's
so.
right. That's right. You were telling me so. Possibly an Aries coming out here.
No one. Right, my wife's just like, I can't do 3. I can't be outnumbered like this. 2's gonna be bad enough.
Now, do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Oh, well, see, that's a nice little mix. You can have a boy and a girl.
Yeah, we can stop now. We have the set. So.
Right. That would probably be a good idea. Now, so I've been trying to think. When did we originally meet?
Oh man, it has to be 7 years or so because it was retros.
It was retro.
Back in retros, and that was where I got my start in the karaoke world. And I'd met you a couple times, but I was still very much in the training phase at retros for a very long time. I mean, you remember Twig? He he had some standards.
Yes.
So.
Yes, that was Twig. Do y'all remember Twig? Twig has moved on. Twig has left that scene. Twig is now a truck driver.
Which is amazing to think
Yes.
of because he was. Twig was an appropriate name when you think of his body shape. So the idea of this small guy driving around this massive 18-wheeler.
Yep. Well, and believe me, that thought went through my mind a lot. It really did. Like when he told me that that's what he was going to go do, I was just kind of looked.
I had to hear it secondhand. I was like, they were like, Twig's a truck driver now. Well, what?
Right? So yeah, I think it was retro. Yeah, it had to have been retro. Yeah, you did some fill-ins over there, here
I
and there.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
From
And then and that's interesting. A lot of the billiards is the retro crowd.
It all started from a Congo line, like a Congo line. That's how I got into karaoke in the first place.
Explain that to us. We want to know.
So my best friend at the time had been telling me about this karaoke thing, and I'd always been kind of an in the shadows guy. Like I was happy to aim the spotlight in drama. I'd never auditioned for a show, but he told me to go. So somebody was doing the banana song from Beetlejuice, Day-ho,
Oh, yeah.
Day-ho, and so Harry Belafonte has me and Miles doing a conga line throughout the bar, and Twig's like, that's the first conga line I have seen in my entire life and career here at this bar. So we laughed about it, and a couple nights later he was complaining about the fact that he didn't get a night off. Twig was 7 nights a week by that point.
Yes,
So
he was.
he was a hardcore karaoke DJ guy, and he was complaining. He's like, I need a night off. And I was kidding. I was joking about this. I mean it. I was just kidding. And I said, well, I've got Friday nights off. I could help you out. And he goes, good, I had you in mind anyway. Come in tomorrow. I'll show you the system. Shortest job interview in my entire life.
Right? Right? And I think, okay, so now that I'm thinking about it, I think I may have come in like on one of the nights that you had just started or something. And I think, because Twig was there. And he said, this is Will. And I think that's actually when I officially met you.
Yeah, I was not officially Minion yet. Minion took a while to land on, and then I became Kandi De Ville. So
yeah, no, you were definitely Will at the time, and that's back in the days when Holly Bunny used to hang out all the time, and all that whole people. And it's funny how you see the groups of people kind of come together, and then they just kind of go.
I've always said it's like nomads. They kind of travel to, they found their oasis. They hang out long enough to refill, and then sometimes they go and they come back, and sometimes they don't come back.
Yep. Sometimes they move away, or they move to the other side of town, or they get married, or they get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you will lose them.
And sometimes I do all three and stay in karaoke a little bit longer.
Right? So then, of course, we all know that Retro closed, and then when Retro closed, there was definitely a long period where the Retro crowd really had no place to go. I saw a few of them at Louis, and I'd see a few of them here and there, and they were just kind of dissipated everywhere. And then you started at Billiards. So what happened at Billiards?
So as Retros was closing, I kind of made a last ditch effort, and I kind of bought what was left of the karaoke equipment over there. And after a couple years, Twig called me, and he says, so I'm retired now, but this gal over Billiard Palace wants somebody to run it for Halloween. And I said, sure, why not? I haven't been doing it for a while. It had been a couple years, 3 years, I think, almost by that point. And so I showed up, and they said, well, this DJ Fly gal, she's not exactly working out so great, so if you want this job,
that's right,
we'll fire her and you can get it here tomorrow. So again, really short gap between I could maybe do this and congratulations, you got the job. So it's just I keep getting hit over the head with a hammer with this line over. Where am I now?
Yeah.
And that's actually why we call ourselves Apocalypse.
Okay.
Even at Retros, they went through, I think, 2 different owners and 3 different sets of management, and now we're in a completely new venue. So we're the Apocalypse because we just never seem to die.
Right.
Everything just kind of blows up, and we move on to the next location.
Exactly. And now you actually do it 6 nights a week.
6 nights a week. We started off at 2 nights, and somehow, we've moved completely around from one end of the room to the other, because I'm a very tall guy. Hollywood magic's going on right now, so we look like we're about the same height. But like he was saying, there's maybe one other guy who's taller than me in the karaoke biz right now.
Right.
So I was in front of the TV. So I was just, kind of blocking your vision the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. And now you're back in the corner.
I hide in my corner now. I can be the man in the corner.
You can be the man in the box.
Yes.
You're the man in the box.
Man in the box.
And I actually forgot about Fly, that she started Billiards back then. I remember that. Fly was actually a very cool person. Didn't have much of a following or anything like that, but she was cool. Because, yeah, I totally forgot about her starting at billiards. And then you came in and you started there and started growing. And now, like I say, 6 nights a week that you can enjoy karaoke at billiards. And in case you don't know where they're located on Wyoming and Manal. There's a Village Inn because they're kind of tucked back away. So there's a Village Inn right there, and there's sort of like a little courtyard, and you walk through the courtyard, and that's where Billiard Palace is.
It's Joanne's Fabrics, and I found if I add this in, a lot of people, the light bulb goes off. It used to be a strip club.
That's correct.
A lot of people, their lights go off, and they go, "Oh, I remember that." It was actually featured on Breaking Bad briefly.
Yes.
So,
Chapter 2? Was it
3,
chapter?
I believe. It was 3 or 4.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so it used to be. Now, all those beautiful pink rooms are billiard rooms. And so if you are into playing pool, I've got to tell you right now, there's a reason they call it Billiard Palace.
It's the largest collection of tables in Albuquerque right now. So.
And I do love to shoot pool. In fact, I carry my pool sticks in my car all the time. I mean, it's not unusual for me to actually pull off somewhere and shoot a game of pool.
We also have a poker league there.
I did
fairly
not know that.
regularly, yeah.
Wow.
I want to say Wednesdays and Sundays, I believe, are the most regular nights. So.
Wow, that's cool.
You can definitely join into the poker league and play some cards. We've got all kinds of stuff that go on over there. So.
Yeah, and what time do they serve food till?
I believe it's until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays,
That's
and
what I
until 10:30 or 11 on weeknights.
So that is like one of the latest places that serve food, and I hear this all the time in the karaoke community. I'll be sitting with people, and it'll be 10:30 on a Friday night, and kitchen is closed, and they want food. And just saying a word to you venues out there, that's what causes people to leave. Just so you know.
You took away their cigarettes. Now you take away their food.
Yes.
They're just they got nothing left.
They've got nothing left, and they're drinking, and they need to absorb that alcohol. So, just a word of advice to the venues out there: you might want to think about a way to serve food, and it doesn't have to be major.
Keep the fryer open.
Just keep the fryer open, and that's usually what they'll eat is fry food. Like
Hey,
they
like
love
if-
fried food.
If it's 11:30 at night, you got a little bit of the gas. It's like fried mushrooms. We have fried macaroni and cheese
Correct.
at Billiard Palace, which sounds a little weird, but believe me, it's great at about 11:30, 12 on Friday.
Yeah, perfect. So remember that. So Billiard Palace, they do food till like midnight, Friday, Saturdays. The rest of the nights till 10, 10:30. I mean, that's a pretty epic thing. And the other thing about Billiard Palace, I'm pretty sure you're the latest venue that is open on a regular basis. I come in there, I've popped in there after I'm done with my night, everything's closed at 1, and I'm heading home, and I'm hitting Wyoming and I-40 like at 1:15, and I'm like, I think I'm going to go see Will. And I pop up the door, don't I?
You do.
How many times do I walk in the door like at
Strolling,
1:20 in the morning?
and he's just like, "You got time?" And I'm like, "You know what? I still got a few minutes. Yeah, I can wriggle you in there."
Could you squeeze me in there, buddy? And he gets me in because you'll normally go till about 1:45.
Yep, 1:30, 1:45.
Yes, and so again, for us crazy karaoke addicts, it's the late night place, and they're serving food, they're serving beer, there's always cool people there. Yeah, it's really a good time. So check out Billiard Palace if you haven't seen it yet, and definitely do that. Now, that's the only place that Apocalypse Karaoke's at, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That is our only venue right now.
Okay. What else would you like people to know?
Well, we actually just today finalized a little bit of an event coming up on February 7th. For any of those fans out there of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Criminal Minds, we have actor Nicholas Brendan, who's agreed to come and do a special karaoke meet and greet.
Wow.
So that's going to be from 6:30 to 9. It is a private event, so you will have to purchase tickets to get in.
Nice.
It's about $60, but you're going to be able to sing with him. For those who don't know, there was actually a musical episode in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Toxic Sugar and I sang our wedding vows for a song from that very episode. So for us, it's been a very holy heck, what just happened all morning? We're talking to the agent. I'm like, oh my God. So we do have it listed on our webpage, which is to say, it's actually a Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/apocalypse karaoke. Easy to find. So be sure to check it out. And we're really excited.
That is awesome. What day? February 7th?
February 7th.
Okay.
So
From 6 to 9:30?
6:30 to 9. We'll still be having regular karaoke afterwards.
Okay. So regular karaoke will kick in right after that.
Yeah. So
Okay. Nice.
it's going to be super exciting.
Right? That is really epic. So
And,
mark your calendars and go to their page and get your tickets. You don't want to miss this.
Definitely. It's so exciting because it's the apocalypse, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer handles like 6 apocalypses. So it's totally going to be amazing.
That just sounds like a great time. Awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, that is awesome. And like I said, you can check out this place anytime. It's on my regular schedule once a month. I usually hit it, I think I usually get to about 12:30 when I'm there. And
We keep props, lots of guitars,
Yes.
lots of hats.
yes, they've
So
got all
you
that
can
stuff.
totally
too.
goof off, even if you're not singing. You can, be the Eagles, even if you're not the lead
And
singer.
I will tell you, the crowd there, they don't really care. They don't care how silly or stupid you get. Like they really don't.
Our motto is there are no apologies in an apocalypse.
That's right. Yes, it is definitely a good time. So I go there once a month, just like I go to every other venue. Even though it seems like sometimes I go to other venues more often than not, actually I don't. If you really look at my schedule, so my schedule rotates on a 5-week schedule, and it's actually in the Outlook calendar as reoccurring events. So the only time that changes, of course, is if a venue stops or moves it to a different night. And sometimes that means that I might have to move venues around geographically to make sense. I mean, I don't want to drive 45 minutes from one venue to the other, like the local brew house to, to billiards. I mean, it's like I wouldn't want to do that. I've had to do that before because of weird situations, but so when I set up my schedule is set up that way to where here's the 28 venues that are supporting Call Me Oz, and I am going to go to each one of those venues for 1 hour during that 5-week time period. And then in the opening monologue, I talked about sometimes venues or KJs thinks that I'm favoring other venues or KJs, and that's not the case. Like I said, I hit every single venue, but what happens, and I think why sometimes people think that I'm doing a favoring is because, and I'm going to use Sarah, Drastic Entertainment, as an example in this, because right now, I think Drastic probably has the most venues out of every KJ in this city right now. She has, I know for sure she has 6 venues. And so what happens sometimes is, it's really weird, sometimes the schedule will just put, where's she at on Tuesday nights? I know she's somewhere on Tuesday nights. I can't even remember. Okay, Sidewinders.
Your black book must be like 6 3-ring binders.
It's pretty thick in here. So she's at Sidewinders on Tuesdays, and then she's at Isleta on Wednesdays, and then she's at Twist on Thursdays. So what happens? Oh, and then she's at Fiestas on Fridays. So sometimes what happens, it's really weird. It'll be like I'm at, the Downs and then Sidewinders on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I'm down in Los Lunas at Camino and then Isleta. So I hit her again, and then I hit downtown, and I'm there. And so that's why it works out that way. I promise everybody I do not favor anything. Although every once in a while I do pop off the freeway and see Will on my way home.
See, the trick is you just gotta stay later, guys. I promise. It's the only reason.
It is. And it's always nice to get that last song belted out, I guess, or just see you. But so anyway, I like to clarify that once in a while that I'm very fair about what I do. Now, I will say this. If I had to choose between a venue that is advertising on Call Me Oz and one that is not, that's pretty much a no-brainer, right? You know, but every place I go, the KJs support Call Me Oz. They promote Call Me Oz, and I like to do the same for them, and that's the bottom line, and that is exactly, you know, what I do, and that's just the way I do it.
And we do appreciate you for it, most of us, usually.
Most of you. Sometimes they get pissed off, but it's what it is, you know. Who is your? Do you have a favorite singer?
Oh, now see, you were saying that's a dangerous place to go.
Right? Let's see. Make one happy, piss off 80.
Well, I think I'm going to be pretty safe if I say Toxic Sugar. I think if I say my wife, that's a pretty good place for me to go. Right?
That's a pretty good idea. Yes, that's a really good idea.
Definitely. I love when she and I both get to sing together, like little duets and things. We have an adult version of Summer Nights that is definitely not safe for work. So
yes,
if you want to see a different light of Grease, definitely check us out.
That's all. We'll have to. Next time I see you two together, I'm just going to tell you, I want to hear that song. Yes, I want to hear it. You know,
we might treat Nicholas Brendan to that one.
Yes. I mean, there's many singers, but I do really enjoy Therese because I get to tell blind jokes with her.
It's important. It's important to have that.
Yes, it's a good thing. It's a good release. It's very positive. You know, and speaking of blind people and stuff like that, why was Stevie Wonder's wife so upset?
Oh, why was that?
Because he said he wanted to see other people.
Ah. And another one.
There you go, Therese. You want to see other people too? Oh yeah, it's funny. Like when I see Therese, it's like I'll come up to her and we start telling our blind jokes, and I mean, people look at me like, "God, Oz, you're so mean," you know. And it's like, no, you don't understand my relationship with Therese. We have a good time doing this. So she's going skiing.
Oh wow.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know.
Yes, yeah. She, it's some kind of blind skiing program for blind people, and she actually had to raise like $800 to do this. And she had it out on Facebook, and she was trying all these different ways. And all of a sudden, this guy, I think from like New York or somewhere back east, he gave her the $800 and bought her ski boots.
Oh wow.
Like she's all set. She's so thrilled about this, you know. So I asked her when she's going to start driving. And yeah.
Well, chances are she's going to ski better than me, so I can promise you that. I've tried that a few times, and when they peeled me out of the fourth tree, they said, you know what, you should probably just call it a day.
Right. That sounds about like me. I did it too, a couple of times, and I was like, no, this is not for me. I think I'll stick to inner tubing.
With the sound of music and broken bones.
Right. Have you ever been inner tubing?
That's a Minnesotan. Yeah, that we did.
Inner tubing and sledding. I will stick to that all day long. I broke my collarbone one time.
So you want to go with the one that broke the bone, but you're
Yes.
scared to do the one that might not.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's good logic.
I've hurt myself many times on inner tube. In fact, me and the granddaughters are going in a couple of weeks. They've been bugging me. But the nice thing is, where I do live, we still have, well, even right now, we have about a foot of snow. It's finally starting to melt down. But for a while, we had 3 feet of snow everywhere. Mm-hmm. And the granddaughters were out in sleds having fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I hope you all really enjoyed the show tonight. We had a great time.
Absolutely. I had a blast.
Yes, I'm so glad that it took me a while to get Kandi De Ville on this show because he was working Wednesdays and man, it was rough. But
Busy guy.
so we had to wait a long time. He was one of the participating KJs at the New Mexico State Fair. Him and Toxic did an amazing job. We're looking forward to 2019. We're going to kick some serious butt once again.
Oh, yeah.
Billiard Palace was the first one to fill up. You going to do that again?
Oh, yeah. Come
Awesome. That's what we like to hear. Y'all have a great night. We'll sing you tonight, hopefully.